Peace, YouTube. What it do? Your boy Justice Shabazz. Come back with another video. Just something quick and brief. Just want people to. I like to give information, and like I said, thoughts on my chest. I like to let them out through this platform. You know what I'm saying? But the theme today is history does matter. Because I'll be tired of hearing people say, "Oh, the past doesn't matter. Move on. Stop blaming the white man," and all that. And that's cool, and I understand. Don't get caught up in the past to where you can't move forward. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up in the past that it stunts your growth. I understand that part. But you must not forget about your history. You must not forget about the past. You know why? Because your oppressor is constantly reminding you of the past. For example, Columbus Day. What is that besides genetic annihilation? You know what I'm saying? And they throw it in your face because most of all these holidays are massacres of indigenous people. But do they stop putting the images of Thanksgiving on TV, putting the images of Columbus Day, putting the images of all these massacres of the indigenous people? But they tell you, forget about the past. No, I will never forget about the past. But I will stay strong and move forward to change, you know what I mean, the present, but the past is the past. But don't ever forget, you know what I mean? Don't forget Black Wall Street. Don't forget that we owned our own aviation system, our own busing system. We own our own, transit system. We had our own banking. We had our own community. And what happened? Opposition, let's just say. The oppressor came in and tore it down. You know why? Because they never wanted you to be self-sufficient, to work for yourself. They always wanted you to be dependent on them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can't forget about history. You can't forget about Tuskegee Airmen and how they injected syphilis in them and untreated them because of the experiment. You know what I mean? I could go on and on. You know what I'm saying? Of the massacres of Aboriginal people by the hands of the oppressor. But they tell us to forget. And if that's the case, why they always put images of the Holocaust, of these Jews that was killed, and they always promoting that and saying, 9/11 and all this. But they tell us to forget about the past. No. When it comes to indigenous people, I'll never forget about the massacre, the genocide, the pillage of these European Caucasians, Neanderthals, okay? Recessive gene cave beasts. Because everywhere in the world that they traveled was nothing but chaos and confusion. Like I said, pillage and rapage of a civilization. You know, the Tanzanian people. You never hear about the Tanzanian people, but they wiped them all off. They were indigenous people. They looked like me. You know what I'm saying? And then they came with the cartoon, the Tasmanian Devil. You know, and that's what they do. Once they kill off our people and our leaders and our, honorable people, they kill them off and then they mock them with either a cartoon, with an image, with a, some type of slander campaign. So no, I will never forget about the past. And I'm tired of people telling me, "Oh, that was back then." It's not. Listen, systematic slavery not only started back in the early, 1700s, is still applied to this day, but it's designed, it's disguised, okay? Racism is disguised. Oppression is disguised. It's open, but it's also disguised. You go try to get that loan at that bank, black man, and see how quickly they deny you. Go get that house. See how quickly they deny you unless you got A+ credit and you got the cash. But all I'm saying is, never forget about your history. Because if you don't know the past, if you don't have knowledge of where you came from, you definitely won't have no knowledge of where you're going, and you'll be lost in the sauce. That's why knowledge itself is so important, so imperative to know your history, know your lineage, know where you came from. And stop saying you black, because we not black, we aboriginal, indigenous to this land, okay? Protons, electrons always cause explosions. Peace. Never forget about your past, because it affects the present. And if you don't spread the information to your family, it will affect the future. Because they're going to come into this world blind, without the knowledge of themselves and the knowledge of the oppressor that they're dealing with currently. Peace. Beautiful day.